Not exactly sure what this site may have been used for in the past. Perhaps for various purposes. Maybe part of some sort of mill or mine. Interesting structure here. You can see where something was attached on top of this. A lot of bricks in the area. Aerial Photography Florida, University of Florida Digital Collections, and I recently just explored an area here in Florida, and this is a great resource to utilize for researching aerial photography maps, and in this case maps from the early to mid 1900s. Now let's see here, let's zoom into the area I was exploring. Satellite view, and it should be around this area here near Brooksville, Florida. And there's actually a railroad line still in use today that goes through the area. And when I was roaming through these woods, I could see some ruins throughout the space here where I was exploring. Could have been a sawmill, some sort of mining operation going on there at one time, because I could see remnants from those industries. And this railroad line right here that's still active may have been used in those early times. Now I'm going to go ahead and put a point here on the map where I was exploring. I'll go to this map here, and this is a map of the area, how it looks today, and my tracks where I explored throughout the woods. So I'll use this as a reference. Let's go ahead and search this section and see what maps and dates come up. The earliest map that I can see where aerial photographs were taken of the area was 1944. 1951 is the next set of dates, and also another set of maps there in 1944. So let's click the 1944 and see what we get. And it shows a couple quadrants highlighted. I'll go ahead and click this and see if we can narrow down the area where I was exploring. These maps aren't as detailed, and some are harder to read than others. There's the railroad line. You can see it here in 1944. Area looked much different. Let's take a look. There's the railroad line. Zoom out. More developed today, that's for sure, but there's still some woodlands in this area. So the railroad line curves here. This road didn't exist during 1944, from what I can see. It's somewhere in this area. But this is the part of the research that can be a little challenging, but also rewarding when you can see what was there in the past and compare it to the maps today. And I'll go ahead and go over some of the waypoints where I took photos. You can see the ruins. There's some foundations and bricks there. There's part of a mining pit. There was a lot of mining pits in the area. And unfortunately this land is for sale. So who knows how much longer these woods will be here and the history that lies within them. There's a part of a foundation. Here's a tunnel that goes underground and it's filled with water currently. You can even see part of a rail here, 2 rails. Here's ruins from what I think is a sawmill site, but I'm not positive. May have been used for turpentine. Looks like to be remains from a vehicle here. So there are some photos from the area. Let's go ahead and go back to another map. 1951. Might get some better views here. Okay. Going to go ahead and zoom out on this current map. Get an overview of the land. I can see this highway curves here, and this road curves this direction towards the site. Here's that curve. Here's that road. So we'll follow this down here. This is the location in 1951. Road went to this area. Zoom in. Here it is all woods. In 1951, if this is the location, which appears to be, but it's somewhere in here. Yeah, there's woodlands here, so it can be hard to zoom in and see the details of these areas on these older black and white aerial maps. But it's a good reference point and a good starting point to discovering what was in these areas that I was exploring. And that is utilizing aerial maps here on the aerial photographs of Florida, University of Florida Digital Collections. Hope you learned a lot from this episode. Thank you, and keep exploring. Over in this area, you see remnants from some sort of tunnel that goes into the ground. It's filled in with water currently. Here is part of the tunnel filled in with water.